The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
We are live from the Bay Area. A bunch of guests will be joining us. I paid $1,100 for Super Bowl Wi-Fi. This better work. It's the Jake Asman Show, and it starts right now.
Live from Radio Row in San Francisco, California. It's Super Bowl week, baby. Patriots and Seahawks rematch. Some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment will be right here. Put your seatbelts on and get ready, Asmaniacs. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Welcome in, everybody. We are presented by FanDuel. We are live from Radio Row, where the hustle and the bustle is continuing. A lot to talk about in regards to the New York Jets. They might not be playing in the big game on Sunday, but certainly there are some storylines and new reports that we must address. I also want to share that if you're watching this, you will hear my full interview with Jets quarterback Hendon Hooker, who sat down with me and we recorded the conversation earlier. So you will get a chance to watch that if you are, of course, watching the show live right now. We got a lot to talk about. I want to get into the reports of what happened on The Fan today, where Sean Morash is discussing Woody Johnson stripping away power from Aaron Glenn. Got to be honest, I think this is much to do about nothing, and I will explain in a moment. But if you are watching live right now, hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We had tech issues on the first show, but we were able to post an edited version of our awesome conversation, about 23 minutes worth, with Connor Rogers. So check it out. If you have not seen it yet and you want more Jet content, we talked about the draft, the state of the franchise. Connor is obviously one of the best, so it was an awesome conversation with him earlier today. And for those of you who entered the Asmaniac raffle, we didn't get to do it for the Jets jersey. You're already in, and we will continue to make sure that we count those memberships for the weekly raffle. And if you want in on the Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Kravett, Terrell Rivas, Nick Mangold, Keyshawn Johnson jersey raffle at the end, well, you can enter and you will be in there ready to roll. All right, let's discuss the state of the New York Jets. Let's right now play a clip that aired on WFAN earlier today. This is on Evan and Tiki's show, and here's Sean Morash with a report that he claims about Woody Johnson.
The overarching theme of this is going to be Aaron Glenn has no control over the New York Jets, and this is a Woody Johnson stripping Aaron Glenn control situation. Aaron Glenn, we all thought, Aaron Glenn just wants to call the plays. He wants to take control of his own thing. That is not the case. Aaron Glenn did come to an agreement with Wink Martindale, and Aaron Glenn was under the impression he had free reign to hire his coaches. Aaron Glenn let his coaching staff know, hey, you're free to seek other opportunities, as we had read about, and all of a sudden a month changed and everybody got fired. And we're like, well, what the hell happened? Does Aaron Glenn not know what he was doing? Aaron Glenn told those guys, hey, listen, go seek other opportunities. I'm going to try to limit the shakeups here. We're going to hire a real defensive coordinator. We're going to get this thing rolling. When he flew down to Florida to meet with Woody Johnson to get him signing on the dotted line on how much he needed to pay Wink Martindale, Woody Johnson looked Aaron Glenn dead in the eyes and said, I'm paying you $12 million. You're coaching the defense. We're not hiring a defensive coordinator when that is your background. And Aaron Glenn had to turn around on top of it. I'll get to the other coaches in a second. Fly back up and tell Wink Martindale, sorry, Wink, it's not happening. Wow. I got to call the defense. And it's Woody Johnson's fault. Wow. So it was not an Aaron Glenn, Wink Martindale rift. Woody Johnson would not allow Aaron Glenn to hire Wink Martindale to call the plays. And Woody Johnson told him in that meeting, all those guys you told are staying, they're not staying. And Tanner Eggstrom isn't staying around to be part of this offense. Aaron Glenn tried to blame the quarterback. Woody didn't want to hear it.
I cannot sit here and emphasize this enough. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. I think what happened was Tanner Engstrand, Glenn wanted to keep him in a demoted role. That's what happened there, all right, as far as the last part. The first part, Woody Johnson forcing Glenn to call defense instead of Wink, doesn't that make sense? That part, I think, might be true, and guess what? If it is true, that is a good thing, not a bad thing. What has Wink Martindale done in recent NFL years that we need him to be the DC? What exactly does Aaron Glenn do if he can't call plays defensively. Like, again, Aaron Glenn has no excuses. He should call the defense. Woody's still paying Steve Wilks to not be the defensive coordinator because Glenn made a terrible hire with him, and you still got to pay him. Coaches' contracts are guaranteed. So, again, if you're the Jets, spend the money on the offensive staff because you need to bring someone in that could develop a quarterback. I wanted Engstrand to stay, and they add a guy like Frank Reich, not fire Engstrand and have Frank Reich be the head coach of the offense. But either way, the funds on coaching should be spent on the offensive side of the ball when your defensive head coach is making $10 to $12 million a year reportedly. So I have no idea like who told Sean Morash that, if that's true. But again, Glenn calling defense is a good thing, not a bad thing. That's how I look at it. Now, there was another thing that Sean said today that I don't buy it. So he also said in that segment on the Fan today that Darren Muji was going around the Senior Bowl, and he apparently was saying how he doesn't like working for Woody. He is telling people to not take jobs with the Jets. Does anyone actually think that's true? Again, we are a year in, and the Jets went 3-14. If Woody Johnson had this many doubts, if any of that is true, this is why Aaron Glenn should have been fired. Because if he's not going to let Muji operate the way he needs to operate, then what are we doing? But I don't buy that. I don't think Darren Muji's going around telling people how awful things are. He's still 1 of 32. And don't you think if Woody Johnson heard that, he would fire Darren Muji if it was true? There's just too many things here. I'm not buying it. Again, the Jets just look like a mess. Whether part of this stuff is true or some of it's not true, the whole thing just feels messy, does it not? It feels like a cluster F. That's what it feels like. So, again, when being forced to call plays on defense, that to me makes sense. But I don't buy the idea that Darren Muji is telling people how awful it is to work for Woody and how miserable he is. I'm not buying that at all. I'm just not. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We had 2 super chats earlier that we couldn't get to because of the tech issue, so I'm going to knock those out at the start of the show. Rick Siciliano is in the Asmaniac raffle for 2. He sent in at 9:57 a.m. Pacific time a super chat for $10. Woody should ask an opinion on Glenn from his buddy Trump. Show him your facts from day one, or even you against Mike T debate. I have no idea what this means, Rick, but I appreciate it. I think if Woody Johnson listened to my radio show with Mike Tannenbaum, or he watched this show, he would understand why the Jet fan base has absolutely no faith in him as an owner, and certainly his hire of Aaron Glenn. That's where I'm at with that. Chuck Wagon wants to know, let's get down to brass tacks. Jets pick a quarterback in the first round. Will the Jets trade for a quarterback in March? And what is your prediction for the 3 QBs in week 1? Well, maybe friend of the show, Hendon Hooker, is one. Maybe. My prediction for the 3 QBs, I don't know. I'm not going to go that far, Chuck Wagon. I don't want to think. All right? Thinking is overrated, according to Woody Johnson. Do I think the Jets pick a QB in round 1? I don't believe they will. Do I think the Jets trade for a quarterback? I mean, I think they're going to sign Kirk Cousins, if I had to guess. I'll say it's a Kirk Cousins and Garrett Nussmeier-led quarterback room at this point. Is that good? I don't know. But that's my early feel. And if not Kirk Cousins, I'll give you another name. Marcus Mariota. Get excited, Jet fans. Get excited. Kyle Clifton writes in, with Woody and Glenn, it's more like a power snuggle. This is well done. Give me a hug, Woody.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We're going to take a short break, and then on the other side, I have quite the guest that is about to join us. He is a man that some of you might like, some of you might respect, some of you might hate. He's that polarizing of a guest. That's right. We don't know how the audience will react to this, but we are sure as hell about to find out. We're back right after this.
Hey, look, soy boy. Do I need to remind you where you came from, Ese Vato, with those ugly up cornrows?
You act like a child because you still haven't hit puberty. When was the last time you took a shower? When are you going to get a new T-shirt on? Did you brush your teeth this morning?
Because I look twice as sexy than your sorry ass. You filthy little degenerate. You're a straight up Asshole! Have you ever been in a mosh pit?
Answer a question. Your inability to stay focused whatsoever, combined with being 200 pounds overweight, not being able to get out of your house. Do you think that's related to your diet or not?
You really got some balls, don't you, you little bastard?
I'm asking you a question. Do you think it's related to your diet? Yes or no?
I look good. I look just as good. All you're just doing is blowing smoke up my ass, act like you're God's gift to the United States. When it comes to fourth down, you punt the ball. On fourth down, what I do, I like to ram it down people's throats. That's my job.
Right? You're a young man. You're the same age as me. I think you're younger than me. You don't need to live this way. You really don't.
I got to deal with one guy that looks like a fruitcake from the Eddie Murphy movie when Eddie Murphy said, "One of them dry knocks and they some shit lost."
Even though you look like a butterball turkey, I do love you.
What the hell did you say, clown boy?
Our first guest, speaking of clowns, I'm kidding, is our guy TD Finstock, part of the Roundtable Sports Group. You guys watch him with Richie arguing about the Jets and the Dolphins rivalry all the time. Hello, Mr. Finstock. How are you?
I'm great, man. Nice to see you, man. I see you doing your thing. Everybody coming up to you. This is quite the star on Radio Row, just so y'all know that.
I appreciate you. It's good to see you in person. Are you ready to talk about our crummy football teams?
Crummy football team or teams? Because I don't understand the team.
So you actually feel good as a Dolphin fan right now? What's the state of the Miami fan?
Yeah, I think we're down right now, but I think we're the type of organization that has the ability to be right back up, just like the Patriots just did, but a little bit better. So we're.
You don't believe that?
Why not? You wouldn't have believed it for the Patriots.
They had a quarterback.
We're about to get a quarterback.
Who? Tua?
No. I think we're gonna go Alabama. Ty Simpson at 11.
So you think Ty Simpson is capable in year one of leading the Dolphins to the playoffs?
No, I'm not going to say he's capable in year one, but I think that he's capable in year two. Year one, he'll be given an opportunity to make all the mistakes he can, just like Drake May did last year. And next year, he'll be able to step in that role. And we'll be here talking about Dolphins versus the NFC team. So,
no way you believe this.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? I mean, I understand as a Jets fan, you would never believe something so miraculous, but we're Miami Dolphins.
See, this is why I make fun of the Dolphin fans, because as a Jet fan, we know we suck. Like, we probably hate our team more than like other teams hate the Jets. We're very self-loathing as a fan base, especially now, because it's never been, in my opinion, worse. You guys act like you're the Bills, you're the Patriots, like you have all this success. Like the Jets, they have the longest playoff drought in sports. But I would argue the fact that your last playoff win was when Bill Clinton was the president of the United States. That's actually worse.
You have to be patient for great things, okay? But no, we don't act like the Patriots or the Bills because we're better, okay? We just had a lot of unfortunate circumstances the last 20 years. Injuries pretty much every year, just little things like that. But no, I'm just kidding. We'll be back though. I think we have the right coach. I think that
You actually like the Hafley hire?
I like it, but again, it's the unknown that's scary. But we got to trust the process. Sometimes the most unsexy move is the best move. So that's what I'm riding with right now.
You're riding with Jeff Hafley. Now, it feels like, just connecting dots, given the Packers' ties with your organization, is Malik Willis a potential target for the Dolphins at quarterback? What are you hearing on that?
Yeah, I really think he is. There's two top candidates that I think the Dolphins need to go ahead and bring in free agency. That's Malik Willis with the ties to Green Bay or Mac Jones. Those are the two guys you want to bring in. Give them a Sam Darnold type opportunity, in Miami, and also draft your Ty Simpson or your young quarterback that you love in the draft. Let those guys compete with Quinn Ewers, and you got a competitive room, and it gives you a higher probability to find a gem out of the room. So that's the approach.
So you are bullish on Ty Simpson, though, because we've debated him with the Jets. The Jets have the 16th pick. I don't think they take him at 2. What do you like about Ty Simpson? I see a guy that started 15 games, ended the year not playing great. And again, the history of guys with that few of starts going in round one is not very good.
Well, I got some information out of Senior Bowl that might be a priority target for the Dolphins.
So you're just trying to get out in front of it?
Well, not necessarily, because I've been scarred by Alabama quarterbacks, obviously. And I've always said, I don't never want an Alabama quarterback again. So I never did my homework on Ty. Until I got a little bit of information, I said, just in case, I need to go do my homework. And I've been watching nothing but film the last 4 days on this kid, and I am highly impressed.
You're studying the film, are you, TD?
Yeah, man. I mean, he's not a finished product, but he has the intangibles, man. I like what I see. Above all, the cerebralness and his ability to process pre-snap, post-snap, call his protections, movement in the pocket. Doesn't have the strongest arm, but it is better than Tua, and his accuracy is also good.
So you are that sold on Ty Simpson, just like
I'm not going to say I'm sold. I wouldn't be opposed. I'll put it like that because it's still he doesn't have
TD
as much
for Ty.
experience.
You're starting the campaign.
You know what? I like that ring.
Ty and TD,
It might be my
love
next
affair.
ring.
What's your favorite part about working with our guy Richie?
Just his passion for sports media in general. He just loves it. He drives us crazy. He pushes us to the next level. And it's just been a ball working with him since the day we met each other and building something special. So that's my guy, man.
Your thoughts on the Pats being in this game on Sunday? Does it disgust you like it does the Jet fan base?
I got to be honest with you. It doesn't disgust me like most people that are fans of the AFC East. I have a different approach. I hate you all season, but if you're in the big game, there's a way you can find a silver lining out of this.
You're rooting for the Patriots?
No, I'm not rooting for them. If they laugh, I laugh in their face. If they win, I deflect by saying, see, we just got a tough division, man.
But this is not college football where you root for like your conference. Like, I hate the Patriots. I hope they lose every game they play. I hope you guys lose every game you play. Like, I'll never root for a division rival.
Well, we never will. You all will. But no, again, I'm not rooting for the Patriots, but what am I to do if I actually called it in preseason that they would go to the Super Bowl?
You called it?
Yes, I called it.
Wow.
Because I thought that they would win the division. Of course, I said we would, but I really knew deep down this is a team that could win the division because the Bills' time is up. They're a little, they're too reliant on Josh Allen. And I said, Mike Vrabel and what he's going to bring to the table, if Drake May takes that next step, they can actually win the division. That's exactly what they did, and Drake May took it.
Common Country with a super chat. If Ty Simpson is drafted by the Dolphins, he will be coached by QB coach Nate Hackett and will be a bust.
Now, that's a problem. Yeah, he's spot on. Common Country, you're spot on. That is a scary thing. I'm not a fan at all of Nate Hackett, but again, at least bring him in the building. Let's see if we can protect him.
Nate Hackett, you ready to experience Hackett ball?
Ken Hackett.
TD Finstock, everybody.
All right, man.
What are you getting into this week? What do you think of San Fran so far?
Oh man, I like San Fran. I like the city. I like the ambiance of the views, on the highways and different things like that. But
the hills are for real, man. I've been scootering around. I mean, my guy Bob Trossett over here. This guy is a maniac. He's driving around on this. Actually, I just realized my camera is not on that the one shot anymore. I'll upload it in a second. But we're driving around on these scooters last night. He's like going through the streets. I'm like, Bobby, go on the damn sidewalk. We're gonna get hit by a bus or something. It was unbelievable.
Hey man, you gotta watch who you're hanging around, man. They live life risky out here, man.
No, he's a loose cannon, man. I mean, look at this guy. Hold on.
Oh,
spin this around here, little Bob Trossett. This guy is like Evil Knievel on like the Lime scooters. You're out of control. Look at this.
Oh my! Oh, you're a night owl, huh, Jay?
Just unbelievable. Unbelievable what's happening here. Trying to spin it back around on me. We had a good time. We went to a good restaurant last night. We're walking around the city. San Fran's cool. And the weather's nice too. I mean, you live in Florida, so you don't have to experience what we've been dealing with. But it was 60 and sunny yesterday, which is
beautiful weather.
The nicest weather I've experienced since like October, maybe. Like it's been crazy.
I love the weather here. It just feels good. We're used to it back home, but it's a better cool in the air here. I just love it, man. Now, as far as the Super Bowl, though, I gotta refer to last year. I think that New Orleans so far has it beat, but we're gonna find out tonight at the media party.
Well, the media party is exciting. It's at where EA Sports is located.
Yeah.
Problem is, it's like it's in San Jose, so it's like an hour away.
Is it back to San Jose? Are you sure?
It's far. I don't know.
Oh man, again, that's the only problem with this year's Super Bowl. You got to travel an hour to get to each event almost.
Yeah, it's too far. I'm not a fan. If I can't take a scooter, I'm not interested.
Man, oh man. I got a question for you, man.
Do you?
Yeah. Are the Jets going to win more than 3 games next year?
By accident, they should be able to. But am I confident in telling you that? No, quite frankly, I'm not. But it'd be hard to not win more than 3 when 5 games at the end of the year they started Brady Cook at quarterback. Like I think they can win at least 4 games, but they're going to have a win total of probably around 4.5 in a lot of sports books. Probably be the lowest in the league.
Well, I know you've heard the buzz, and I got to get your take right here. So everybody, we're going to get a raw reaction from Jake here. It sounds like Tua Tagovailoa might be a Jet next year. How you feeling? You were telling me you're excited about it.
Yeah, I just said no such thing. And Tua will not be a Jet. He can't play in the Northeast.
Well, I know that, but what would happen if you just got that breaking news a few months from now? Dolphins trade Tua to the Jets, and we'll eat the money, but he's a Jet. How would that make you feel?
Look at your screen. This is how I feel. We're marching for Arch, baby. If Tua's going to help me get Arch Manning, I'm all about it.
Tua can get you 8 games. He can best.
Let's go. Stock. Let's go. If he's going to get me Arch, I'm ready to march. Hit it. Let's go. I mean, that's what Tua will do. We tanked for Tua. You guys tanked for Tua, right?
No,
we're gonna play Tua to help march for Arch.
Man, you don't think they're gonna get a quarterback this year?
I think they're gonna probably look at a Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota type.
So what do you go at too?
I think they're gonna take the best defensive player there.
Wow, you really can't believe that? You don't think he's gonna be a quarterback?
What quarterback are you taking it to?
Oh, I don't know. It's
that's
not
the problem.
Too many great, but. You don't think
you don't reach on a quarterback? That's how you get Zach Wilson again. You don't just take a quarterback. Ty Simpson is not worth the number 2 pick in the draft.
Yeah, but was Bo Nix worth his pick?
But he was picked 15, and they had a great offensive coach who could coach him up. We have the great Aaron Glenn.
Was Drake May worth his pick?
Yeah.
Before we knew who Drake May was?
He flashed as a potential and was thought to be a top QB prospect.
As in number 3?
Well, I mean, you had Jaden Daniels and you had Caleb Williams in his draft class. If Drake May was in this year's draft class, he's the unquestioned number 1 pick in front of Mendoza. And then Mendoza would be a Jet at 2.
Yeah.
Every draft class is different. They're not all the same.
I know. It's just always some gems, later on, first round or early second,
The chat is asking about King Lowski. Are you afraid of King Lowski?
Okay. Listen.
It sounds like you are. You seem intimidated by the King.
King Lowski's my guy, but he's the most delusional Jets fan I've ever met in my life. And he just can't get enough of hating on the Dolphins because we're more superior. And he's wrong every year when we beat on y'all. And I don't get Lowski, man. Next time I see Lowski, I'm going to give him the business, man.
The King. He's our King. You put some respect on that name.
Is this your king?
He is our king.
Is this your king?
He is our king.
Tell Lowski he don't want this smoke. Whenever you talk to Lowski again.
Gator says TD just bleeped himself. Is this true? I'm starting to smell something a little foul here.
Oh, man. Let me get to the restroom.
PBM in the house. How does it feel to have the same amount of playoff appearances as the Jets with 0 victories in the last 20 years?
Circumstances happen, man. We know we're a better team than, the record has shown us over the last 20 years. Listen, Jets fans, y'all need to stop. We may be bad just like y'all, but we own y'all. That's all that matters. We own the Jets, okay?
That's like being the tallest midget. Congratulations.
Hey, or the shortest tall person. Hey, I'll take it.
Unbelievable. TD Finstock with us here. Good to see you, man. I hate your team, but you're a good person.
All right,
you're a good guy.
Thanks, man. We'll see y'all soon.
TT with us.
Fins up.
I love it. All right, here's what we're going to do. I spoke with Jets quarterback Hendon Hooker earlier on the show today. So right now we will play you that conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, from TD Finstock to the quarterback of the New York Jets, at least for now, here's my conversation with Jets QB Hendon Hooker from earlier today. The Jets at the end of the year got to experience a lot of chaos at the end of the year, Hendon. Appreciate you hopping on the show.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.
So kind of take us through what your experience was like. The Jets obviously signed you with a couple weeks to go in the regular season. Kind of take us through how that came about and what your experience was like with the Jets.
Yeah, kind of got a call in the middle of the night almost, maybe like 7:30 to get on a 9:30 flight to JFK. So got on the road, went to the airport, boom, in New York or in Jersey. Had a quick workout, signed at 12:30, was at practice at 12:45.
That quickly, huh?
That quick. But, being there with a lot of familiar faces, Tanner, OC, and then AG, and then a lot of other guys, that were in Detroit as well. It was really cool, just kind of being back in the offense that I know like the back of my hand. And then just learning my teammates. I think that was the biggest thing for me, just learning my teammates, learning my receivers, and how they like to catch the ball and how you communicate with each and every one of the guys, so that you can get out there and command the huddle.
For you, when we were discussing you as an option, I remember last year after Aaron Glenn got hired, it was, well, he's got the connection, obviously, with Tanner Engstrand. He's got the connection with Aaron Glenn. Were there any talks about joining the Jets in the offseason before you were eventually signed with them, as you just laid out with a couple weeks to go in the regular season?
Yeah. No, there weren't any talks.
Were you surprised by that?
A little bit, but God has me in his hands, and he'll put me where he wants me. So I'm just where I need to be.
When you eventually get there, you start learning your teammates. What kind of stood out with what you were working with? Unfortunately, at that point, Garrett Wilson was already on IR, so you didn't get a chance to play with him. But you got to play with A.D. Mitchell, John Mechie. You got to throw passes to Mason Taylor. Give us your thoughts on some of the skill players you worked with.
Yeah, I thought they were all like just flat out dudes. Like there's so many weapons in the offense. It's ridiculous. I think the biggest thing is just trying to get those guys the ball. And with all of them being, I want the ball guys, like that's exactly what you want. It gets a little monotonous hearing them, man, throw me the ball. But that's what you want to hear about out of those guys. You want guys that want the ball and want to compete. But just the chemistry that all those guys have together was the biggest thing that stood out to me. They're a close-knit group. And I'm talking about the wideouts, close-knit group, and they're all enthusiastic about getting better and learning. And when you have that, it's the sky's the limit.
What was the level of difficulty, I'd imagine, of just being thrown into that environment, having to learn all the plays? Because at one point at the end of the year, you were actually the backup in some games. So you were one play away from potentially having to come in.
Yeah, I felt extremely good about the playbook, and felt extremely good about communicating with my teammates, communicating with the offensive line. What do they see? How do I see things? Because we might be approaching it a different way. Every quarterback has their way of operating and and getting in their rhythm. So I think the biggest thing for me was getting accustomed to how guys snap the ball,
right?
And getting accustomed to which guys need what of a play. Like some guys might be like, hey, what do I have on this? Or hey, what's the blocking assignment on this? And just learning the guys and all, and having fun. Just getting back to having fun playing football.
What was Tyrod like to be in that room with?
Yeah, so Tyrod has been like one of my mentors since I was at Virginia Tech. So I had a great relationship with Tyrod. I see him all the time in the summer. So it was really cool to be in a room with him and just kind of spitball ideas or spitball what he sees, what I see, what has he done in previous offenses, what I've done in another offense. So it's always a good time around Tyrod.
Now with you look at your contract situation. You'll be a free agent coming up in March, but would you like to stay with the Jets? I mean, how much of your experience with the Jets was a positive where you want to be around the organization for another year potentially?
Yeah, everything was positive. I loved every part about it. I love AG. I love what he stands for. And I love what culture he's trying to bring into that locker room. Then on top of that, I got one of my best friends, Tyler Barron, who got hurt. He's there with the Jets. My little cousin Peyton Page plays D tackle.
Who knew you had so many connections?
Right. So it's cool. It's cool just to be in that environment and have so many people around me. Then I got to play with two of my roommates from college, Raheem Blackshear and Khalil Herbert. So it was a great time there.
Well, for you, what do you make of some of the news that's come out with the coaches, right? I mean, the quarterback coach you had, Charles London, he's no longer employed by the team. Tanner Engstrand, same thing, your offensive coordinator who you knew.
Right.
Have you gotten any word on what the plan is for who your coaches would be potentially if you do re-sign with the team?
I have not got any word of anything of that nature. But whoever it is, I would just continue to come in the building and be myself and control the controllables. Hungry to learn from this new mind of the OC or quarterback coach, whoever it may be. Hungry to learn and hungry to go out there and showcase my talent.
Were you surprised with Engstrand? Because it felt like he was going to be brought back. Obviously, young guy, year one on the job, growing with Glenn. I think a lot of Jet fans, myself included, we were surprised to see him let go.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shock. But in this league, it's a business, and you never know how business may go, or how division someone else may have. So I'm praying for him and his family. I know that he's gonna do his thing, his new spot, and all the best to him.
In your career, you obviously get drafted, and you've now kind of bounced around a little bit. What has it been like to go from a guy you get drafted by one team with the Detroit Lions, of course, and people are thinking you could be the long-term answer there potentially, and now you're just kind of trying to find your way. Take us through what that experience is like for you.
Yeah, no, truly an experience. All I'm asking for is opportunity to showcase what I can do. So every day I'll come in with the same attitude, ready to work, ready to learn. And when the opportunity comes, I'll for sure be ready for it.
I know it was brief, but let's do a couple quick hitters on some of your Jet teammates here.
Okay.
Who was the funniest guy on the team in your couple weeks you were with the squad?
It'll have to be between AD Mitchell or Brees Hall. Those
Really?
are two comedians. Two comedians for sure.
Brees, another free agent. We're hoping the Jets bring him back. He still went over 1,000 yards in what was obviously a tough year all around.
Yeah. Brees is a great back. Watching him from college and just his evolution through the years. He's a special back.
So we asked you who the funniest teammate is. Who is the most serious teammate? Who's the guy that you wouldn't want to mess with?
Most serious. That's a great question. Probably Mitch.
Mechie.
Mitch, for sure.
His story is incredible too with all he's overcome.
Yeah, he's an incredible person, incredible guy. Every day we chop it up and just kind of have a quick laugh, but after that it's right back to serious face. So he's a joy to be around though, especially on the football field and his football IQ.
You were a big star in college. Favorite memory during your time? What's the Tennessee thing that stands out?
Favorite memory? I think just being able to bring, just that precedence of excellence back to Tennessee.
You were really a part of changing that program.
Yeah, I think that was really the biggest thing for me. I remember being on a Zoom call when I was transferring to Tennessee, and football ops guy was like, "Okay, everyone, you can get off the Zoom now. And hey, Hendon, you stay back." And he's like, "Man, we need someone to come in here and make plays so I can continue to put food on the family for my kids, And that and I remember that from that point forward, I just remember telling myself, like, people are dependent on you. So we gotta get this thing going, and that's what kept me motivated through those times at Tennessee.
I know you're passionate about a lot of different charitable causes. Can you explain what you're doing all these interviews and what you're in particular promoting here?
So working with Stand Together, just trying to, bring that goodwill into communities, through literacy for underprivileged kids and any kids in that matter, really just trying to motivate them to read a little bit more and, reach for the stars.
Well, how could people be a part of it? I see here standtogether.org/NFL is a way for every Jet fan out there or any fan of any team to support. But what's the best way for people to get involved and support what you're supporting here?
Yeah, I think it all just starts with, just finding a kid and kind of asking them, what are your interests? And just kind of trying to guide them, to what they want to do. So I think that is one component that I would say helped me get to where I am. Just having someone, just have a little bit of faith in me or reassure me that this is fathomable. So
we'd love to see you be a part of the quarterback room for another year. Hendon Hooker for the New York Jets with us here. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Hendon Hooker was our guest there. Right now, we're joined by one of my good friends from my college days. She's also a Long Islander, and I have a bone to pick with her.
Ooh.
She was a huge Jets fan, or claimed to be this big Jets fan when I knew her, and now she married a Packers fan, and she has abandoned the Jets. Disgrace. Yeah. I got to start there. What a disgrace.
Okay, so first off, great to see you.
Hey, good to see you, too.
Happy to be here.
Jenna's a big star over at Bleacher Report. They have like the biggest set in the entire radio row behind us.
We got a whole arcade situation. Not sure what's happening, but honestly, so growing up being a Jets fan, Islanders fan, Knicks fan, I'll leave the Yankees out of it because that's the only real good team that I had. And growing up as a Jets fan, it was tough, especially, the Giants are just winning left and right. When I'm in like middle school, high school, you're really kind of hearing it from people. And so going into college, I was a Jets fan, and I still root for the Jets. I do not want to say that I don't root for the Jets. My father and brothers and, aunts, uncles, everybody roots for the Jets still. But my husband, who will now be together for 10 years next week, so it's a decade, lives and breathes and dies with the Green Bay Packers. And he introduced me to the Packers in 2016 as like, this is my whole life. And I was like, all right. And then, you start watching the Packers and you're like, oh, this is actually fun. You're watching Aaron Rodgers.
You watch Rodgers.
I was going to say it was like Aaron Rodgers, so fun. I was like, oh, is this what it's like to like have a good football team? No offense. I get it. But it was kind of crappy to watch a football team that was just not really that good for
What do you mean? The Jets have a quarterback they drafted starting in the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Well, great story that I have from there. So my very first week at Bleacher Report, it was August of 2018, and it was Chris Sims and Adam Lefko had a show, the Sims and Lefko pod on Bleacher Report, and we had a double-decker New York City bus, and we took Sam Darnold on a tour of New York City. It was like the first thing that he did, basically, for us being drafted right after training camp, right before the season started. That was my first week of work. So I have a picture with Sam Darnold, and I'm in my Jet Up t-shirt, and I still was like rooting for the Jets actively at that point, is what I'll say. He was the nicest guy in the world, and he really like made it hard for me to kind of leave Jets fandom because I was like, I love that guy. And then we all sort of saw that it was a little bit tough for him. I feel for him. I'm so happy he's in the Super Bowl because I'm like, he really was like such a nice guy right when he was starting. And I was like, oh, like he's all grown up. Like, I feel like I could say I knew him when.
Well, that's why every Jet fan is rooting for him, because he was failed by the organization more than he failed the Jets. So we all want to see him do well.
100%. I mean, and obviously also against the New England Patriots.
For sure.
Which, I mean,
you tried. Jenna off air was like, well, I don't really hate this Patriot team.
No.
Mike Vrabel's likable. And I'm like, oh, you mean the guy who took an interview with the Jets just so the Pats would then fire their coach so we could go there all along.
Okay. As you know, I work in social. So Mike Vrabel is like a social media team dream. Like he's amping up his players, going to the locker room. But take away Vrabel right now. Like Drake May, to me, is just like a kid. So he's kind of likable because he's sort of.
Are you saying you're old if you're referring to a 23-year-old as a kid?
I'm from Long Island like you. We refer to people as like the kid when they're like 37. Mm-hmm. So the kid. But I honestly was like, I don't know. I don't really like dislike Drake May, but I'm not rooting for the Patriots. Would never, can never. That's still rooted in the Jets, fandom is like, I hate Bill Belichick still. I have all of the Jets hatred.
Yes.
My dad and brothers and husband and I will do like a ranking game, and it'll be like, who are the people you hate the most in sports? Bill Belichick is like 1-1 pick for everybody.
What do you think of his girlfriend though? She's younger than us. She's all over social media.
Yeah. Interesting situation. No comment. Find that's water that I'm not going to wade into. But he's doing him. I guess it's working for him or not. I don't know.
Give us your thoughts on what Bleacher Report has become, because it feels like it keeps growing. You guys have even more like brand partners you're working with. Like this is my 7th Super Bowl, and I feel like the Bleacher Report setup for this is bigger than it's ever been.
Yeah. So this is by far the biggest setup we've ever been. We're doing stuff in partnership with TikTok. So obviously also
Can you help me on my TikTok, by the way?
Yeah,
I've been told by people out here I got to do stuff.
You gotta do more clip outs with captions.
I don't dance though, so I got to do the captions.
That's very 2020. Asman.
We don't dance anymore.
No, you got to get into.
When did the dancing stop?
The dancing stopped years ago.
Really?
Man. Charlie D'Amelio's not even dancing anymore. Like,
really?
Yeah, like she's on Broadway. Like we've moved on from dancing. But Bleacher Report, honestly, we've been growing so much. I started in 2018, like I said, and it's obviously 2026. It's been like 7.5 years, and since I started, we've really invested so much in our portfolio brands and in growing like our partnerships. This year, for the first time, we have a partnership with the NFL, which is really exciting. And so we've been able to like post more highlights, be active at more games, and then it creates situations where we can have like a huge spot at Media Row. We have a huge arcade. We have Fred Warner came in and already smacked the hammer. He's like #1. I don't know if anybody's going to beat him, but when you hit the hammer, it makes a really loud boom. I feel kind of bad for everyone else at Radio Row because they're all kind of looking at us. And we're like, sorry. But Fred Warner, you can't be like, hey, be less strong. Like you can't ask Fred Warner to tone it down. But no, the Bleacher Report footprint is just continuously growing. We're just getting so many more, league partnerships and opportunities. And it's really great. Like I've been able to go to so many different events across sports, whether that's this event, which I'm so incredibly grateful to be at, or I've been at the last like 5 Final Fours, Stanley Cup final. We have hockey. So the TNT partnerships and stuff have just been
and
really
you love hockey. So all the hockey exposure's got to be fun.
The hockey exposure is the best. Long Islander, diehard Islanders fan. That's the sad team I'll never quit. And the Islanders haven't been sad for a little while. It was back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals. That was, and we lost both years. It was terrible. But like that's that's like probably your 2009, 2010 Jets back-to-back AFC championships. Like it's the Islanders back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals losses.
If only the Jets could hit on a top draft pick the way the Islanders hit on Matthew Schaefer, all the Jets' problems would cease to exist.
Correct. Can we just give us maybe they'll say that there'll be like an all-star game or something at MetLife, and then it won't happen, and then it's sort of like, I don't know. Because I think there's
sounds like you're talking about a certain conspiracy that
I know.
things were set up for the Islanders.
No, I honestly, it's one, Matthew Schaefer is amazing, and it feels like a too good to be true thing. I feel like he just makes the Islanders so much younger and quicker, and it's like, yeah, you're not going to win games if you're not just dumping the puck at the net, and he's crushing that. Sorry, I know this is totally a football show, and I'm veering well off course here.
You're good. There was a great comment I saw from Cattle Snacks, who goes, the one Bleacher Report thing I missed the most is the Adam Lefko and Chris Sims podcast.
Well, it's so great to see Sims. I mean, he's doing all this stuff at NBC, and we had another
Connor Rogers on.
I was going to say Connor Rogers, who was Stick to Football. He was on, that was a BROG with Matt Miller. Like, they were crushing it. And Lefko's had just such an unbelievable meteoric rise. Like, he's now hosting, he was doing NBA on TNT. He's doing all of our Mountain West. Like, he's crushing it on the desk. He's also one of the most kind dudes in the world. So I also miss Sims and Lefko. We were able to do really cool stuff with them, and I miss that.
All right, I have a fun question for you,
Sure.
but I don't know how fun the answer could actually be. So I was talking to you. I was like, tell a funny story of being in college, because my memory is terrible. Like, people usually are like, remember when you did this? And I'm like, I have no idea, but I'll take your word for it. And you're like, well, it's not really appropriate what I could say. So I'm like, all right, well, find anything else. So what can you share about what I was like in college?
So what I will say for all the listeners out there is Jake Asman has been Jake Asman for as long as I can remember. He's sort of coming in and he's messing with you, but he's very earnest. He's very kind. But Asman is a radio nerd. Like, deep down in his soul, in his gut, he's always wanted to be a radio guy. So I'm very happy to be here with you. I mean, Asman, I'm sure he maybe has told you guys, he was the first Ithaca College student to be at Radio Row. He had the Asman and Budick podcast. Shout out Dan Budick and Jake Turnock. They were the first ones at Radio Row. Yeah, WICB.
I went on with the kids today.
I love it.
The WICB in Ithaca, they had me on.
But I got to give you a lot of credit, because, I mean, I think that you open so many doors, not just for other students coming in, but you really made this footprint kind of feel, it's like a very Ithaca footprint. Like, I feel like I keep bumping into Ithaca people, and it's like, yeah, because we've had a presence here now for however many years since you started.
I love Park School of Communications.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you want a sticker? I love Park.
Sure.
You love Park.
You.
You met your husband at Park.
I did meet my husband at Park. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing. My brother and sister-in-law also went to Ithaca, met at Park. We're all a bit of ICTV nerds. All did sports programming, But Jake Asman has been Jake Asman forever. Radio nerd through and through. Jets fan diehard. Like, me even saying, don't you think Mike Vrabel's a little fun? He got heated at me in the first second. I was like, sorry, I know I'm barking up the wrong tree here. But you've been the same forever.
And Jenna Kempner has always been the same exact person.
Well,
not much has changed.
I appreciate
Except you abandoned the Jets, which is just sad.
Look, I still root for the Jets. The Jets are my number 2. I'm all in on, if the Jets start picking it up, I'm happy for them. I'm not gonna say I'll go back, because I don't want to be a fair weather fan. I'm a Packers fan at this point, and I'm sorry to my dad, but he knows that. My family has Jordan Love jerseys, though. They're very supportive, because the Jets and the Packers don't really.
Well, Jordan Love will be the Jet quarterback in 2038.
Trust me, we've already had those conversations. All right, well. Honestly, when Aaron Rodgers got traded to the Jets, the only person that was affected by that was me. Emotionally, it was not good, because my whole family's happy and my husband is like, what is happening right now? So that was a tough couple of days.
Yeah, try being at his first game in person, flying up from Houston at the time to go there.
That's
worst moment of my life.
That's probably worse. Yeah.
Not great. Well,
No.
You're awesome, Jenna. Give us a score prediction for Sunday. We're asking everyone to give their pick. You met Sam Darnold when he was a young pup, a rookie with the Jets. Is he going to win a Super Bowl on Sunday?
I think he's going to win a Super Bowl on Sunday. I'm really rooting for the Seahawks. I don't know. 27-24.
27-24. That would be a cover for New England for everyone betting on it.
Sure.
FanDuel, presenting sponsor.
Presented by FanDuel.
There you go.
Thank you.
She's Jenna from Bleacher Report. You can follow her content all across social media. If you see anything from BR this week, Jenna can take all the credit for it, because she was here building the set herself.
Oh,
I saw it yesterday.
With my cold, dark hands.
Quick break. We'll come right back live from Radio Row. we are going to be giving away that shirt you see on the screen, a March for Arch shirt. That's right. That's where Jet fans are at, Jenna.
I want actually one of those.
We're marching for Arch. So if you want to enter the raffle for the jersey, I'm going to add a T-shirt as well. We got 2 prizes up for grabs. We'll do that at the end of the stream. Make sure you enter by gifting a membership. More coming up right after this.
Can you guys hear me? 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 Honestly, can you guys hear me? Honestly, guys, can you guys hear me?
Hey, punch the bag. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get Gary on here. Get Gary on here.
Gary, call in.
We need to evaluate these punches. What is this? Mad Max, what are you doing, bro?
I'm boxing.
You look like a seal swinging your fists around.
That's terrible. You guys stand like this. Jab, 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 jab. Not like that. No! Punch.
Let's get the punches straight, Beast.
You gotta put it in full force. You're throwing it like an ace. Forward.
Yeah, bro, you can't swing sideways. Dude, you're gonna get knocked out. You gotta tuck your chin in. You gotta have your fists here. When you throw a punch, you twist, and you come back.
Yes, sir.
And every time you throw a punch, you're coming back because you want to protect your jaw with the other hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
This is no good. Gotta tuck that chin in and you lean forward. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see. Jet.
One of the greatest segments in the history of the show. The way Mad Max, if he gets into a fight with anyone.
The way he shrugged his shoulders and then went like this.
Mad Max Rules has entered the studio. Can you hear me? Yo, can you hear me? What's up? Oh, man. Good job. Yo, can you?
It's coaching. We've got penalty improvement. Ran the ball good in garbage time. No field goals blocked. We cut our team MVP. Traded away 2 of our best players. We have Charles London and several moral victories. Fired my DC. 2026, here we come. Don't let go of the rope. I need another hug from Woody. We're built for shit.
Hi, everybody. Look at me today. Clean shaven. I took a shower.
After Bobby expressed interest in talking to his friend Ariel of Olive Oil Sports, there was a heightened skepticism of his true intentions.
Well, Bobby Midnight, he was hoping that he'd talk to her.
Why does he want to talk to her?
She's a big fan of her work.
That's why he wants to talk to her.
Are you saying Bobby Midnight is a horn dog?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Once you remove the idea that you want to have sex with them, most women don't really have anything interesting to say. And that's not a sign of Ariel or anyone in particular. It's just
here we go,
an observation.
Here we go.
Once you take sex out of it, they don't really have that much that's interesting to say. And especially if they're like an 8 or above, they're useless because they've never had to be interesting because everything they've gotten in their life is based solely on one thing, their sex appeal.
Ariel's my friend. She likes me. I'm not going to jump up bones like you think. Oh, I don't want to talk to people that have low ID. I just wanted to say hi to her. Not that I wanted to jump a bones, okay? She's very attractive, but so I don't want to fucking jump a bones, okay?
I certainly don't think that's true. No, you have no idea why you're upset.
Because you said I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole.
I don't even use the term "jump her bones." I've never used that.
You know.
Yeah.
And I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole.
This is what a failed state looks like.
This is why I can't stand people
deliver
like
the
this.
packages to where they're supposed to go. They can't do it.
Goddamn
This is
lazy.
This is a failed. This is what managed decline looks like. This is a failed state.
Yeah. And I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole. I wanted to jump a bone. And I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole. She's very attractive. I want to talk to people with no ID. Not that I want to jump her bones, but she's very attractive. And I don't want to jump her. I wanted to jump a bone, you asshole. I wanted to jump a bone.
And we're back live from Radio Row. Bones are being jumped all across Radio Row. Not quite. That'd be wildly inappropriate, but we are here. Some super chats here. King Lowski in the house. That bum Tony got lucky. I'm at work. That bum is still sitting to my right. That would be TD Finns talk. Look at this guy. Look at him. And I got Richie here as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. King Lowski, you're a legend. That's our king. Super chat from the big fella. How many pairs of shoes has TD gone through running from the great King Lowski? It's a great question. Tony, how many pairs of shoes have you gone through running from King Lowski? How many, Tony? How many? Look at TD trying to work. What a guy. What do we got here? We do need some raffle entries for sure. For those who want in, we're going to do a Jets jersey raffle. And I'll save the March for Art shirt for tomorrow because a lot of people have reached out about that. So we'll do the jersey on this show. And again, we added some prizes in honor of the Super Bowl. We're giving away a signed Namath helmet, signed Super Bowl III replica ticket display, signed Garrett Wilson helmet, signed Joe Klecko jersey, signed CJ Mosley jersey. So 5 prizes up for grabs on Friday. And after spending $1,100 because the NFL is greedy, we'll take all the raffle entries we could get this week. My goodness, it is ridiculous. But the internet is working great. We're here at Radio Row. Things are starting to really pick up. I would say tomorrow is going to be crazy. Full disclosure, I did tape an awesome interview with Christopher Mad Dog Russo. I'm going to air it on my radio show on Sunday, but I will release it to the YouTube audience later this week, probably on the channel either tomorrow or Thursday in all likelihood. And if you missed it earlier, we had Hendon Hooker on the show. We also were joined by TD Finns Talk at the start of this show. And our guest this morning on the first stream was Connor Rogers from NBC, Badlands, of course, and basically all the outlets, Stock Exchange, you know it, Badlands, enough said. Connor talking Jets. Really good. Internet ruined the end of the interview, but we still got a good 23 minutes worth that we posted, and that's up there. On that note, hit the like button if you haven't already. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Big fella. How is Big fella not a channel member? His membership expired? Jake, what do you think about Morash spreading fake rumors about Muji? What do I think about it? I mean, Muji was not at the Senior Bowl, and I find it hard to believe he's telling people how awful it is to work for Woody, and he's recommending people not work for the Jets. I don't buy it. I don't. Do I buy Woody saying to Aaron Glenn, hey, you're a defensive-minded coach, you call the plays? I could see that being the case, and I don't disagree with that perspective from Woody, if I'm being honest. But I don't buy a lot of what Morash was saying earlier. That's kind of where I'm at. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Let's squeeze in a couple calls here on today's show. Let's start it off with Mr. 3D Boxing, who is on the line. Hey, now, let me get a Gary intro for the people because Gary is in the leadoff spot on the show.
He's pointing. Garrett Boxing point at you. Garrett Boxing point at you. Garrett Boxing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Garrett Boxing point at you. I point.
Yo.
Hello, Gary.
What's up? How are you? Did you pay the $1,100 for the internet, or is the Wi-Fi just working better?
The Wi-Fi is working better because I paid $1,100 for the internet.
It's not even like the money. That is the money, but I wouldn't pay because you're just ripping me off. And I hate being ripped off. $1,100 for Wi-Fi. They think that's reasonable? I think that's a fair free market price. $1,100 for Wi-Fi for a week. That's a reasonable, and it's not even a week. It's 3 days left, 3 or 4, whatever. How many days you got left? I can't do it. I can't get ripped off. You know, like it hurts me.
Well, here's how I look at it, right? Obviously, we did everything in our power. Like behind the scenes today was a nightmare. We're testing hotspots from the phone. We're testing one thing. One thing after another, different solutions. At the end of the day, if I already paid this much to come out here and do shows from the Super Bowl, I don't want the quality of the product to suffer. So it's like, it sucks, but the Asmaniac community supports the show year round. We get to do these fun shows at the Combine. We get to do these fun shows in Senior Bowl last week. I want to make sure that it's actually worth the while for people investing in the show to tune in and get quality content.
No, I'm with you. And they know they got you by the short and curlies. You came all the way out here. You spent all that money to get here. And then what are you going to do? Not do a show? not getting content because of the Wi-Fi. You got to pay for the Wi-Fi. They got you. They got you on both ends. They're burning the candle on both ends. They get you here, and then they make you pay for the Wi-Fi. Because what? Our Wi-Fi sucks. So I guess you got to the open Wi-Fi, whatever sucks. Now you got to buy our Wi-Fi too. I mean,
I know.
I'd be
I know.
pissed, bro. I'd be pissed.
Well, if you want to help me, Gary, you just send me a Venmo for $1,100 and I'll be made whole.
Well, we'll chip it.
Well, I do have some exciting news for you, though. I'm interviewing Andre Ward on Friday, so you got to give me some questions that I should ask him.
Yeah. Oh, for real? Yeah. We can do that.
He's coming on the show. Yep.
All right. Shout out. One of the great fighters of all time, Andre Ward. One of the best fighters ever of any weight class. Andre Ward, 32-0. Kyler Murray. You guys aren't gonna like this. It all depends on the money. I'm all in on it. I don't want to say I'm all in on it. I'm for it. I don't like if we got Kyler Murray tomorrow, he'd be the best quarterback we've had since Chad Pennington. And I know he also has some injury issues, but he played a full season in what is this? What year is this? 2024? He played a full season, right? Like I get his injury concerns and I get that he's grossly overpaid. That being said, he's a very competent quarterback. If we can get Kyler Murray and we don't got to pay him $50 million. What is his contract's insane? What's his contract?
Well, the thing with Kyler Murray, you have to figure out, he's owed like $37 million guaranteed left on it. Are the Jets taking on the contract, so they're doing a trade, or is he going to be released and then he's available to sign in free agency and you could sign him that way? Two very different things. If I'm taking on Kyler Murray's contract, I want Arizona to give me a pick. Like we're doing them the favor by offloading that contract. So there's multiple Murray conversations with just how you acquire him. And again, he might be talented. I don't love the idea of a 5'10" quarterback who's been often injured as the guy that we're banking on to be the guy. I mean, I guess you could try and sell yourself on the upside. He's young. Maybe he could find it again. I don't know. I'd rather someone more stable and durable at that position than Kyler Murray personally.
Oh, sure. Fine. Those guys aren't available. When you get a guy who's better than Kyler Murray, he doesn't become available. Guys like who are as good as Kyler Murray at his best, I would say is a top 15 quarterback. Those guys typically don't become available ever, like rarely ever. Maybe at the end of their careers, right? Like usually those guys are locked up, so you have to be able to draft the guy. Now sometimes there's weird trades like Goff for Stafford, but most commonly, like those guys don't hit they don't hit the market. You don't get a chance to get those guys unless you draft them. And I'm not saying if you get Kyler Murray, that changes your franchise. What I'm saying, and I'll stand on this, is if you get Kyler Murray, he's the best quarterback you've had in 20 years, almost, since Pennington, right? So I don't know, like, is he going to win us a Super Bowl? No, but can you build with him? Do you have something that you can start to build with? Yeah.
What are you building with him, though? What are you really winning with Kyler Murray this year?
Well, I got to see what the rest of what we do in free agency and the draft, but quarterback is no longer your glaring need. And that's the first time we can say that since Chad Pennington. I like Sanchez, but I know half of y'all don't like Sanchez, but it's the first time we can really say, okay, quarterback's not the biggest problem on our plate, right? It's not the most glaring problem. We can start to address other things.
Yeah, look, I understand the argument for Kyler. I do. I just don't like the idea of him being the guy we're bringing in. I think they're going to take a swing on a quarterback in the draft with one of their first 4 picks. I'd rather bring in someone like a Kirk Cousins type, Marcus Mariota type, that I know could be there to help mentor the quarterback that they're going to be taking. I'd rather go down. I'd rather Cousins and Garrett Nussmeier than Kyler Murray and another rookie, if that makes sense.
Nussmeier, though, like you're high on Nussmeier, and that's fine. Like you're high on Nussmeier, like I was high on Spencer Rattler. I get it. It's fine.
I don't know. I mean, Nussmeier feels like the best of the day 2 options. A year ago, McShay had him going number 1 overall.
Yeah, there was time when Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers were number 1. That's the Dolphins guys' plan to bring Ty Simpson, and I don't want to go on a tangent, but he wants to bring Ty Simpson in to compete with Quinn Ewers, who's a 7th round draft pick and absolutely sucks. That's
his plan.
That's your plan.
That's the Dolphins' plan. They're all about it. They believe in Ty Simpson, or at least.
Welcome to hell. Welcome to hell. He's gonna join us in the toilet bowl, right? Like
the hardest working guy at Radio Row is behind me. The great Jimmy Shapiro, right there.
What up, Jimmy? bring in Ty Simpson to compete with your 7th round pick, who absolutely
Jimmy's
sucks.
handling Bo Jackson this week. Needless to say, Bo wasn't available to stop by a Jets podcast, but I tried.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever. If you Bowen, I don't even know what you'd ask Bo, but I have some questions for
Bo
him.
knows. I'm like, are you familiar with Bo Cephas?
Andre Ward, football question. He was a high school football player who I got an offer, I think, from Oregon State. I'm 90% sure he got an offer from Oregon State. So Andre Ward's a football guy too. So you can ask Andre Ward football questions. Just
All right,
so you know.
I will keep that in mind.
Put that out there.
Anything else?
No, I think that's all I got. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Thank you very much there, Gary. Tremendous. Hit the like button. We're live from Super Bowl 60, Super Bowl LX. Q Myers is here. Q, you got a minute? Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of Raiders fans nationwide, also one of the hardest working guys I've ever met in the business. Q Myers is sitting down. Let me pot him up, get things set here for him. Hold on, let me do the old camera switcheroo. This is what we call live radio producing on the fly.
That's what we do, man.
Boom.
Look at that.
Can you give my audience the background on the several jobs that you have?
Yeah, every day I do the Locked On Raiders podcast. So everybody that's a big-time Raider fan, they always have an opportunity to tap in with that. Raider Nation Radio 920 Unnecessary Roughness, 2 to 5 p.m. Pacific time, which I'm currently doing right now and talking to you, and which is fantastic. Let's see, what else? ESPN Game Night, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time. Let's see, what else? Anything else I could do?
Well, this is why I had you introduce all that, because I can't
You
keep
didn't
up.
want to do it?
I mean, I've done shows with you on ESPN Radio.
I know, man. You do a fantastic job, too, by the way.
I appreciate
you.
you.
Do a great
So do you.
job, man.
And, when I saw you the other day, I'm like, we got to get you on, because we've been talking a lot in Jetland about Fernando Mendoza. And, of course, the Raiders end up with the number 1 pick.
Right.
I don't think there's a chance the Raiders would move out of 1. What's the feeling, though, amongst what you're hearing? How do fans feel? Like, what is the feel right now with that number 1 pick? Is it a lock to be Fernando Mendoza?
They're so fired up, man. The fans are so fired up. I mean, the Raiders haven't had their starting quarterback and their franchise quarterback since, they sat Derek Carr down. And the fan base at that point was already kind of split on him. It's like some loved him and some hated him. And so they were ready to move on, but they didn't have a plan when the Raiders moved on from him. So now you get a chance to get Fernando Mendoza, who is a national champion. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. His last name is Mendoza, which is going to go really well with Raider Nation, right? And the other thing about this, and I've been saying it, is Allegiant Stadium doesn't have a home field advantage right now. It just doesn't. I'd be lying to you if I said it did. But with Mendoza in the building, you know how many Mendoza jerseys are going to be sold to Raider fans?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That whole stadium
So
will
there's
be
no way
blacked
they're not
out.
taking it, because we had dreams of Mendoza as well, and it's a 1 quarterback draft class, and the Jets are at 2.
Exactly. And everyone keeps telling me, like, what if the Jets offer 4 first-round picks, because they have like 5? And I was like, I don't think that's realistic that they'd offer that much. And maybe they would. I don't think that that's realistic.
Even if they did, I don't even know if the Raiders would do it. It sounds like. Right?
I think it would be tempting. 4 first-round picks is a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
even 3, I feel like would be too
just
much
to move up 1 spot. That's the thing. So they're like, oh man, do it 5 first-round picks. I was like, that's not realistic. He's a really good quarterback. And now with Clint Kubiak, I think that it's once that's all signed, sealed, and delivered, I think it's a no-brainer that it'll be a Kubiak and Mendoza 2026.
So what's the deal with Kubiak taking the job, right? It feels like there's no way he would take the job unless he had a clear understanding what their plan is at quarterback, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, they're fired up about him being a sharp offensive mind. You've seen what he's done with Seattle and what he's done with all these different quarterbacks, right? For all his different stops. He's been another job will be 6 years, 6 different teams, but he's been able to be successful with all those quarterbacks. So you pair him up with Fernando Mendoza, teach him the NFL game. I think that's a no-brainer for the Raiders.
Take us inside Tom Brady's role with the organization, because we kept hearing that, Brady's going to be the one that's going to pick the quarterback. I mean, how accurate is that, and just what does he actually do on a day-in, day-out basis?
Well, see, that's the thing is that I don't think he's doing anything on a day in and day in. Day in, like every single day. I don't think he's active like that. I think he gets calls and he gets Zooms and he gets teams and, he gets consulted here and there. But I can't imagine that he's doing the day-to-day and, like really actively doing it. And this is what I keep saying, and some people appreciate it, some people don't, but you can't be a weekend dad in this job, right? I mean, you can't – if you're a talent evaluator and you're trying to build a roster, you can't do it on the weekend. You can't pick up Johnny on Saturday, take him to the movies and dinner, and then drop him off on Monday night or Sunday night and say, all right, have a good week of school and let your mom take care of business. You can't. And as a guy who's a, weekend dad and, I've had to take care of my son and I do the same thing. And I used to say it to my mom. I used to always tell her, like, I have so much fun with my dad. She's like, of course you do. He does the fun stuff. I have to do, I have to do the heavy lifting. And so I get that to the point where, wait a minute, what is he doing on the daily? I think at some point he's going to have to make a decision. Are you going to be a Fox broadcaster or are you going to be minority owner who's also part of building a team? If you just want to be a minority owner and your name's of it, that's fine. You could do that, whatever. But if you're really going to be involved, like Mark Davis said, you're going to be involved in the statement after they fire Pete Carroll, I don't think you can do both and do it at a high level.
Who do you like in the game Sunday?
Seattle.
Yeah.
I like Seattle.
I don't think anyone's picked the Pats that's been on the show yet.
It's funny. I have a lot of people telling me that the Patriots are going to really give them a run for their money, which, they're not in the Super Bowl for no reason. They're no slouches. But at the same time, I just think Seattle's defense is really good. And I like what Clint Kubiak's doing with, the offense and making life a little bit easier for Sam Darnold. So I think that, I think Seattle's going to get it done.
Seattle, they get it done. Do they cover?
Was it 4.5?
4.5.
Yeah, they'll get it done. They'll cover. They'll win by 7.
Q Myers with a win and a cover prediction for the Seahawks. I know you got 8 other jobs to go get to. Appreciate you hopping on and giving us the Raider perspective.
Hey, man, anytime I can hop on with you, it's a great thing. Thank you.
Q Myers, ESPN Radio, Lockdown Raiders pod, local sports talk out in Vegas. Checking in with us. Great stuff from him. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. I will stay on for some of your calls right now. Good stuff from him on the perspective of the Raiders. Now we get the perspective of Mad Max.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming, he's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
Honestly, Jake, can you guys hear me?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh man, how's Super Bowl Radio Row? How's it so far? Can you hear me? How's Super Bowl Radio Row, Jake? Let's hear about it.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. Let's talk about
you hear
my Jets perspective takes for the day. So I think that the Jets offensive coordinator search is like we have the most uninspiring names of all time. Greg Roman. Why would you want to hire him as an offensive coordinator? Pretty bad name, honestly. And then Frank Reich is not very good. He's not good. And then can you hear me? The third offensive coordinator name, Darrell. Very bad name. And then for my Super Bowl take, I have the Seahawks beating the Patriots 25-2. Can you hear me? You know why? Because the Patriots stink. They stink, and they're the easiest Super Bowl path of all time. It's Beast on the line. Good job. It's Beast on the line. Honestly, Patriots suck. Are any guests on the show? Get all the guests on the show. Can you hear me? Get some guests on the show. Good job. And honestly, I want to see how Beast. Let's see what Beast thinks of it. Can you hear me? What?
Beast Breaker.
Hey Beast, how you doing? What do you think of the Super Bowl? What are your Super Bowl takes of the day? Look at Beast over there. He's like vibing. Yo, Beast, what are your Super Bowl takes of the day? What are your Super Bowl takes? Yo, Beast, what do you think of the Super Bowl takes?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Beast. What do you think of the Super Bowl take? What do you think of the Super Bowl? Do you think the Seahawks are going to win or the Patriots are going to win?
F the Patriots. We don't call them the Patriots. We call them the Shitriots.
True. What do you think?
I
think the Seahawks are going to defeat the Shitriots in the Super Bowl, 24-9. That's my prediction right now.
Patriots don't have no balls right now. They lost their balls a long time ago in some piece of battle from years beyond years. Come Sunday, Sam will have a ring on his finger for the first time in a long time. This is his first crack at it. So get ready. Hang on tight. Get your belts ready. And we're going to have a long party because someone's going home with a belt.
Hello.
Greatness personified that was, huh? You won't find entertainment like that anywhere else. And I'm at the mecca of entertainment right now. I'm at the damn Super Bowl. I got TD Finstock sitting in front of me. There he is. Look at this man. Look at him. Look what's happening over here. By the way, tomorrow is going to be outrageous. Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco are taping their podcast right there. And same with the Debo and Joe show. So that's James Harrison and Joe Hayden. So they're all going to be in front of us. And we're going to try and get a lot of the NFL people that are passing by our table on the show. We'll walk and talk. So tune in tomorrow. You never know what's going to happen at Radio Row. How far away from the bathroom, Edutane says? It's behind the Sirius set in the back over there. So give you guys a little Radio Row tour. This is kind of our view here. You have every show that has like sets these days. It's changed so much since I first started coming out here. Here's a little look at the giant-ass convention center we're in. Only the true ones are still here this late. Because what is it? It's 4:41 Pacific, which means it's almost 8 on the East Coast. But the grind doesn't stop. All right? We keep working. We keep making it happen. All right? Good job to everyone who's tuned in.
Good job.
All right, let's get to a couple remaining calls. Also, I think I'm just going to carry the raffle over into tomorrow because the schedule's been kind of clunky. But we do have people that are entered in a jersey raffle, so we'll probably do that on the first show tomorrow because we haven't had a ton in this show. We've had so many interviews. So raffle will push to tomorrow because I only have 15 entries thus far. The schedule's been a little wonky because of the time difference and all the different content we're posting. So please keep checking the channels for interviews and then live shows as well. We're going to keep posting nonstop content all week long as we are live from Radio Row here in San Fran. Ladies and gentlemen, today's closer is this guy.
Hey, Jake.
Hello, Kyle.
Not to badmouth your buddy Sean Marash, who I know is a rabid Giants fan, but does what he's saying make any sense whatsoever?
Zero.
Right. There is no industry, and particularly a small industry like the NFL, where you would go to what is essentially a convention and badmouth your boss in front of other prospective employers. It doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen. If it did happen, then Muji isn't the guy we thought he was.
It doesn't strike me as anything Darren Muji would say. Again, he wasn't even at the Senior Bowl. So the fact that, reports from the Senior Bowl are, Darren Muji has told people he doesn't want them to join the Jets because it's a sinking ship, or, Woody's tough to work. Again, Woody Johnson's not the only owner in the NFL that's tough to work for. We don't need to pretend like every other team is in great shape and the Jets are the only team that has messy ownership. Did you watch the Bills press conference at the end of their year? There's a lot of issues with all these teams. The Jets are just getting attacked right now because they make it easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Tepper. Here you go.
Bingo.
Yep. So that's just something that was a little off-putting. Maybe his bias is showing there a little bit. But great show. I've loved the guests. And I'm looking forward to when the players hit Radio Row there tomorrow. I'm sure you,
Kyle, in front of me is going to be insane tomorrow. We got Ocho Cinco and Chad Johnson, and Shannon Sharp taping their pod in front of us tomorrow. It's going to be out of control.
You can remind Ocho how Rivas took his lunch in consecutive
That's
weeks.
right. That's right. I definitely will. If we get him on, he's always talked so glowingly about Rivas being the best he ever went against. So I think I'll have some cool stories on that, I'm sure.
Yep. Great work, Jake. I'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you, Kyle. Thanks for being tuned in and being a great caller, as always. Bobby Trosser, you got a minute? When does the collective start? Prep. What the prep? You already did the prep. I can't believe Bob Trosset is turning down an interview request. This man is leasing a spot for free on our Radio Row table. Look at him. At table 89, the Jake Asman tablecloth. This is all me. This is my home. And this man won't even come on the radio. It's unbelievable. Or come on the YouTube. I'm still in radio mode. Unbelievable. We'll get Bobby T on at some point this week. All right. I tried to get us one last guest, but you can't even book your own best friend. That's when you know. That is when you know. All right. We got the NFL media party tonight at the EA Sports headquarters, so I'll have some fun stories from that, I'm sure. If you guys want to follow along with some of the content, at Jake Asman Show on Instagram and Twitter, we've been posting nonstop. My producer, Justin, who's been helping us out this week, has done a great job posting behind-the-scenes videos and pictures of some of our guests that have appeared on the show. So we got some big things cooking. If you missed any of the shows today, check it out. Tune back in, and you will see anything you might have missed. But again, another day from Radio Row is officially in the books. We'll be back tomorrow with our raffle and a whole lot more. I will talk to you guys then. Jets, 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 and God bless America.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.